I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
Some things really should go without saying, and honestly, thoughts and prayers is one of them. There's a pattern, guys. There's a pattern that's taken place where authorities know of an individual who has real serious mental issues, and until they strike, until something absolutely tragic happens, their hands they're tied up. Yeah, like there's really not much that they can do. We don't have the loony bins like we did back in the day, and these folks are allowed to just be amongst uh the world. But something really tells me that this gentleman, and I use that term very, very loosely, was not a steak and potatoes, red meat, all American kind of boy. And at 18, 19 years old, with the culture, the uber feminized culture that a lot of young men are being raised in these days, whatever issues he had, he turned into the world's problem. So, for dexterity, we're going to play a bit. I'm going to move it forward. There we go.
So, good evening, Rob. Great to be with you. So, I just want to touch something real quick. You're right on point with what you said. A very twisted, evil individual that conducted this mass shooting right now. And I don't even want to mention his name because he does not deserve to get this recognition right now. And we got to offer our prayers and condolences to the families, the victims, and those brave law enforcement that responded to the scene that were able to kill this gunman and prevent any further loss of life. What we do know, though, Rob, is that...
So, the thing that stopped the bad guy with a gun was eventually a good guy with a gun. Well, there goes the whole gun, like that, there goes your gun reform circle, right? Because political sides, which I don't even like to consider political sides at this point, like, is just like, it's evil versus not evil. But political sides will sit here and use this as a springboard, as they always have. And it's this level of emotional manipulation that I thoroughly despise. I absolutely thoroughly despise this level of emotional manipulation, because ladies, this is really where they make their bones with you. Because instead of seeing it from a rational point of view or a rational standpoint, you're going to be like, yes, we got to get rid of the guns. It's the guns are the problem, not the overabundance of the feminine. Like, we have created a very feminine, very emotional, not really taking that. That's how you end up with this type of evil, with these type of individuals who, like, I mean, once again, look at this person. Come on. No, a picture does not tell an entire story. Trust me, internet dating, but but damn it, it does say 1,000. It does say 1,000 words, and this is a lot of them. This is a whole heck of a lot of them.
In a domestic disturbance with his grandmother, in which he did shoot his own grandmother. That was prior to the mass shooting. And then local law enforcement received a call of a crash and a gunman in the proximity of the school. From that point, what we do know is that the gunman was able to make entry into the school. And at that point, Rob just started shooting children, teachers, anybody that was in his way. He was shooting every single person in his path.
And that's what I meant by making his problems the world's problems. People who had absolutely nothing to do with it. Whatever it was that he was going through. And this is one of the reasons I always, particularly when I was kicking it with my nephew, I was telling him, be patient. Be patient. Like, life, it's fleeting, man. And if you make a bad call, You know, it happens. It happens to the best of us. But the thing that will help you, that will keep you from making that bad call, is just a little bit of patience and a lot more knowledge. Always look for information. Always gather the information, as much information as you can get, but be very patient with things. And unfortunately, I mean, I can only pray that my nephew, I don't think that kid could ever pull some shit like this, raised by a single mom, right? But we'll see. We'll see. That's the thing. Only time will tell for any and all of us. But what a piece of shit.
But our brave law enforcement responded on the scene, local, county, state, federal. When they encountered this gunman, they were met with gunfire. This gunman was wearing body armor, some type of tactical body armor, and he actually shot two.
Another one with body armor, right? Because the Buffalo dude had body armor on as well. I mean, like, I personally, over the past few months, the country, we've been discussing abortion, right? And the fact that there are plenty bills and legislation out there, tons of bills and legislation that are actively endorse infanticide, right? Remember Terry McAuliffe? He was saying how, yeah, she'll have the baby, we'll make it nice and comfortable, and if she decides she wants to keep it or not, then shoot. It's pretty hard to convince me. It's not to laugh. You either laugh or cry. Remember, that's me, guys. It's pretty hard to convince me that the side, the whatever, the political viewpoint that's 100% okay with that wouldn't be completely fine with the slaughtering of 19 children and 2 teachers. Life clearly means absolutely nothing to you. So, but you get to use this as an emotional sledgehammer. And ladies, saying ring a ding ding dong, which of course we're just countries now over flooded with. You got to get out there and vote and make sure we get the politicians in there who will make sure that we can snatch away that Second Amendment right of yours, so you, as an individual, cannot protect yourself. And it's really backwards thinking. It's circular fucking logic. And it's one of the, trust me, this is not the first time that they've done this. They've done this with everything. Like, every time they take a right away from us, that's how they've done it. And they've been chipping away, and they continue to chip away to this very second.
Police officers, as they were exchanging gunfire, we did have a special response team, which is a tactical team that arrived on scene, and they also were met with gunfire by this gunman. But they were able to shoot and kill this gunman and to prevent any further loss of life. So right now, we do have confirmed it's 19 children, 2 adults, which were teachers in the school, in this small community of Uvalde. And it is.
It sucks. It really does. As someone technically from small town America, there's a certain level of safety that is assumed. Just simply being in the red, white, and blue, there's a certain level of safety that's assumed. That, now on top of the weirdness going on with the gender stuff, there's seems to have been a mass exodus of children from the public school education system. And shit, would you be surprised if there's an even greater drop off come next year? Because at this point, I feel nationally, what we need to do, like a concentrated effort to really keep our families together and make sure that the fathers, like the family, the nuclear family, is, as a unit, can get enough to be okay. Because we do it for literally everything else. We could do it for our nuclear families, and very specifically, mother, father, kids. Like families that stay together and really, try to work things through financially. I know there's already there are tax benefits to this, which is a big part of the reason so many people do make that plunge. I've never seen it in that I've never looked at marriage and bonding in that way. I've always looked at it from more of a biblical standpoint than a state and financial standpoint. And hey, do I really want to be tied to the? Do I really want to know you for the rest of my life? Like, yeah, like that's always been a huge deciding factor for me. But what I'm saying here is, like, political sides be damned. There is evil out there, boys, and these and one of the great in I believe one of MLK's or somebody's quote is what exactly what the FBI and all these alphabet organizations have been doing, which is looking the other way and just waiting for doing nothing. Doing nothing when you're kind of in a position to possibly make a change or make a difference. So let's see what else do they got for us.
A small community. Talk about that community. I mean, how tight knit it is. It's a small town. This is
like I said, I'm from small town America where neighbors knew each other and everybody sharing sugar and shit. And unfortunately, that's not that, but that's the America of the '80s, not particularly the America of 2022. So, guys, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub, enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute, like our biggest fans of you boy over here, for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring. Check me out on Odyssey and Rumble and all the great links in the description. Actually, go in the description box and do damage and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? This is tragic. It is. I feel absolutely nothing but empathy and remorse for those who lost who they loved. But not at the sacrifice of my rights or your rights or their potential or what would have been their eventual rights. Because it's those rights that kind of like it's if you don't know by now, then I don't even think you could ever possibly fucking get it. But let me know what you think in the comments. If you don't get it, that's what my comment section is for, guys. I like to be disagreed with, so please let her rip. Till the next one.
Your booze mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. Every breath I take without your permission raises my self-esteem.